always delete stuff. So yeah, it's live. Go ahead.
All right, so welcome to the first edition of Nets World.
Yes.
I'm Matthew. We also have Max, Josh, and Cole here, 4 Nets fans. We do exist, yes. Apparently we don't
Yeah.
to some Knicks fans, but
Yeah, well, we're the worst.
We're here. We're here.
Yes, sir.
Not as much, but we're here.
I think we have to start with the game 2 nights ago because that was, I want to say, the Nets' best effort of the year. I know what you guys think. I think that they showed on both ends of the ball that when they're all playing together and they're all playing as a unit, there's very few people that can stop them, in my opinion.
but definitely, yeah.
So that's going to be a key moving forward, obviously. So what do you guys think of the game? Anything that sticks out to you guys?
The defensive effort was much better last game. I mean, they still gave up 120 points, but you could tell they were at least trying because the game against the Wizards, they weren't even trying, and that really frustrated me. So,
Yeah.
I think the main thing to take away out of that game, to be honest, was Coach Nash. I think we obviously knew coming in that the big three was going to show up, and they did, especially Kyrie. But I think that Nash had a big part in the win. Whatever he went over with them after the Wizards' terrible loss, heartbreaker. But I think he really led to the win, and he needs a lot of credit, especially towards the end. And he only made one mistake that I would like to talk about, but other than that, I think he was a big part of that win, which made me happy because I think he's been getting a lot of too much hate. I think he needs some more credit, especially as a new coach.
Yeah. You got anything, Josh?
I was going to say the same thing as Cole. Coach Nash making the decision at the end of the game to foul instead of allowing them to shoot three-pointer to tie the game. I think that was a pretty smart decision, something that could have worked in the Washington game. We were winning, but it was a smart decision.
They don't miss either.
Every team scores hard baskets, hard shots against us, especially near the end every time. I don't know if it's us. I don't know if it's being unlucky. But it happens all the time.
But
so
another thing is coming off of that terrible, one of the worst losses I've ever seen as a basketball fan, that game against the Wizards. I mean, do you guys think, and I was thinking about this, especially after the last play or when Harden fired the ball to Green down the court, do you think having Harden in that situation against the Wizards would have made a huge difference? Because I've seen people saying that it wouldn't have. But I genuinely believe, we have Harden in that situation. Maybe Harris doesn't inbound the ball, or TLC probably isn't on the court, and that might have been Harden's dominant hand. But you never really know.
I mean, he's one of the best playmakers in the league. I mean, obviously he's going to make a difference. So,
yeah,
I'm really coming around on this Harden trade. I don't know if the pre-Harden Nets. To be honest, I don't know if they even get to the finals, in my opinion. I think this Nets team, I'd be surprised if they don't make the finals. I'm just being honest. He's making that much of a difference.
No, yeah. I agree. I think Harden in that situation would have been better, but I don't think – I'm going to be honest. I was watching it. I watched every game, the whole game. I'm watching that game, Joe Harris, terrible pass, and I jumped up and go, Joe, because Joe's my guy. He's one of my favorite on the team for a while. He has never made that big of a mistake ever. I don't think he ever has. So I was honestly hard on him. I was really pissed off, but I was like, listen, man, he doesn't do that a lot. So I don't think it was like a Joe Harris thing, but you'd rather have it in Harden's hand. It might have been smarter. Also, I'm pretty sure they had a timeout. Should have called timeout. I should not have rushed it. It was a mix of different people, especially Nash. That's why I was surprised with the Clippers win. Not because we can't beat them, but Nash had a big part in the win. And then the game prior, I think Nash we could have won if Nash coached it better. It wasn't all on him, but it was a real different switch from Wizards game to Clippers game. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And you saw the. No, go ahead.
I think that Wizards game, honestly, it kind of woke up the Nets a little bit because they realized they have to play defense. Like they were just cruising against the Wizards, weren't even trying. So who knows? Maybe that could have been the turning point in the season. We have to see.
There always is a turning point with the Nets because a lot of people don't actually watch the Nets and know what they're talking about because
Yes,
again,
the
we don't
narratives
have
are always changing.
and with all the pressure on us, it's like I see people saying in comment sections, the Instagram fans, they always go, "Oh, Nets, man, easy finals, they're winning," and then they got
Yeah.
some people saying, "Oh, whatever, Lakers in 5." To be honest with you, I'm in the middle. I'm like, listen, they have a risk right now. They could totally win. They could also totally lose because LeBron is still LeBron and the Lakers are still Lakers, and they got some more players. But there's no easy cruise on either side, in my opinion. I don't think there's no coast to the playoffs sweep everyone. It's not going to be like that.
That's
I
not
guarantee. Guarantee it's not.
Every game's already a fight. Like,
Yeah.
but
my whole thing is once it comes playoff time, defense automatically starts to become better because it's the playoffs.
True.
The thing about the Nets is they have 3 of the clutchest players in the league. Fourth quarter, I don't know how many teams can say. We're like the only team in the league who can really say that. This is the luxury we have.
especially with no, it's not even close.
No,
It's not close. It's like what? But my question is, and I was listening to Stephen A. Talk about it yesterday, who I don't know if he can make up his damn mind about this team.
Oh, that hurt my head. I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead though.
Is there any team that can stop us?
Yes.
The Lakers. I mean, aren't they 6-0 against like teams, like the top teams in the league, like the Bucks, Clippers? I saw something like that. I don't know.
We're
exactly
top. We're 6-0 against top 4 teams or top 5 teams. I mean, we haven't played the Lakers yet, but
Games next week.
yeah, I
2
think
weeks? 1 week?
it's next Thursday. So 2 weeks. Yeah. But obviously the Lakers. The question was threat or who's like gonna definitely beat us because threat. I see everyone in the East. I don't care about. I'm gonna be honest, and it's not like an East is weak thing. Celtics don't have anything on the Nets. 76ers don't have anything on the Nets. Bucks are the biggest threat, and I don't trust the Bucks. They never do anything in the playoffs. And Giannis is not any of our players. He does not have clutch genes in him at all. I just don't see them losing. The Bucks do have a better team though, depth wise, consistent wise. I will give them that. I think they do, especially because they're 2-way. You know, we'll see in the playoffs though. But I think the biggest threat in the East is Bucks, and the West, it's pretty much Lakers, Clippers. That's about it.
All right. So obviously, upcoming this week, we have the correct me if I'm wrong. We have the Raptors tomorrow night.
Yep.
We have the Sixers the next night, and then the Pistons. And believe it or not, the game I'm most worried about
It's the Pistons.
for whatever reason.
It's against the Pistons. Yep.
Yeah.
The Pistons, and playing down to them. Because, look, Raptors are a team that you got to respect. Sixers, obviously, first place is on the line. We got to play our hearts out. But, you know, I totally see Blake Griffin dropping 40.
I don't think it'll be Blake Griffin. I'll give you this. I see Mason Plumlee getting his career high for no reason. I see Mason Plumlee getting 50s. I already see on ESPN and NBA TV. I already see it right now. Or Jeremy Grant. Nah, Jeremy Grant's actually a good player, so he won't go off. It'll be some bum.
It'd be like Josh Jackson or something going on.
Yeah. I don't even know who's on that team.
Oh my
God.
God.
Dylan Wright will
Derrick
pop off.
Rose. Derrick Rose is on that
Is he-
team.
Is he injured? I feel like he is, or maybe I
Is he
just
hurt?
haven't heard about it. Oh, no, it's a rookie that's out.
Killian Hayes.
Yeah, thank you. He's out, but
Freaking Pistons. I mean, tomorrow night, it's going to really just be about locking down their guys, which I'm not really too worried about other than Siakam. But I think Van Vliet.
And
What do you have, 51 the other day?
54.
Oh, Van Fleet. Oh, I just remember in the playoffs, like he was just knocking down everything Van Fleet. I'm most scared about him, to be honest.
I'm surprised he went back, honestly. I thought he was gone.
I'm worried about Lowry because of his flopping and floppers always get us.
Trae Young. Oh my
Yeah. No, but there's no excuse. But great news for us today. To me, it was great news. Reggie Perry, two-way contract going down to the G League.
That's
Great
great
news.
news.
It's not even
Yes.
against him because I like Perry. I think a lot of people like
Yeah, he
Perry,
has
but
good potential, but
yeah,
Yeah,
but
for
we
a
know
57th pick, yeah.
yeah, but we know that right now he's not what we can afford because we're up by 20, let's say, right?
hmm
Next thing you know, 2 minutes later, we're only up by 5 because he's in the game.
that's exactly what that's exactly what
Turnover. He's
happened in
too
the
young.
Wizards game.
Yeah,
We were up
we
early.
put in Tyler Johnson and bum Shaman. I'm gonna be on his head the whole night. But seriously, he's a bum. But anyway, my point is, Reggie Perry not gonna really play for us as much. Shumpert reportedly is coming to play.
Good.
Most likely, and that means probably Pell is going to get some minutes, especially with Jordan's minutes going down. So
Should be playing more.
I agree, but we either are going to get a lot of Pell minutes or we're going to get assigned to someone soon. Whatever the buyout happens, you know. So these next couple games, they integrate some players. We'll see what happens because it might be not be as smooth as people think. Just one change.
As much as I want that buyout to happen, the Drummond buyout, I'm starting to lose hope a little bit.
I don't think it's happening. Cleveland's in a playoff spot right now, right?
They
Yeah.
are.
It all depends on the Cavs, their decision.
Honestly, I'm most scared if the Cavs make the playoffs as let's say like a 7 seed and we're the 2 seed. I'm scared of Cleveland.
You are.
Yes, you saw what they could do to us.
I think once this team starts to play together more.
I,
What's the big threes record when they all play together? 5-1, 4-1.
something like that. It's just the first game
That
against
game-
Cleveland. That still gives me. I don't like thinking about it.
That game was
Harden didn't even practice yet, so
Yeah. It's still Colin Sexton just.
You know what though? It's not even like to take away anything from these players, but it's like Sexton hit so many just like BS shot. Like I'm sorry, like he really did. I'm just to be honest. I'm not trying to hate. But Sexton can't shoot like that. He dropped his career high on us. Like I said, it's always someone that's gonna drop their career high that we shouldn't have to really focus on that much. So I don't really care if we verse him. We verse him. I think the best matchup for us would be against the Hawks. That would be fun. We'd win. It'd be fun. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Maybe Knicks. Maybe.
Nah,
Never
because
know. What? Who's
I don't
standings right
know.
now? I gotta
Just
see right
imagine.
now.
Just imagine if we just collapsed to the Knicks. I couldn't
No,
take
that
that.
wouldn't happen. Okay, so right now we're third seed, and we're against the Hawks if it started right now.
I
And-
thought we
yeah.
were the
We were second seed, but last
Bucks.
night Bucks won, so
Oh,
we
okay.
played more games than them. So we have more wins, but they technically have the better win percentage. So right now we'd verse the Hawks or Cavs.
I mean, look, I need to see how every other team plays because, like, I don't think the Knicks are going to make that move to get Levine or get Oladipo. And
It wouldn't be smart.
I think they're going to throw in the towel eventually
Wait, I don't mean to talk.
against Thibodeau's will.
I don't mean to talk about the Knicks. Like, obviously this isn't a Knicks podcast, but
Hmm.
I don't think it would be smart for them to even try to get Oladipo or Levine. It doesn't make sense at all.
Not
It's
yet.
not that they're bad players. It just doesn't make sense if they're already in the right direction. So
Yeah, because the Raptors are eventually going to move up in the standings.
Same
The
with Heat.
too.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know if the Cavs make it. The Hornets probably not. The Knicks probably not. So
I mean, there's that playing thing.
oh yeah, I forgot about
yeah.
that. But is that for an 8 seed? The plan.
It's a 7 and an 8. You could be the 7 seed and lose 2 games in a row and be out.
Oh.
Imagine
I
that.
actually kind of like. It sucks, but I kind of like that. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, it's kind
That
of.
they added that. Okay. I liked it. I'm gonna stay by it. As of right now. I prefer that because some teams get in barely just because of a number, not because of their true talents. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just like, especially coming up with these next few games, the key thing is going to be as we move closer to the playoffs, how these guys are going to grow together, especially the big three. And their offense, honestly, like if there's no way this is the best they can all play together.
No.
Like, if this isn't the best, like,
It definitely isn't because turnovers are high. We don't secure rebounds. It makes our offense worse just because of that. It makes our defense worse. And if the defense is better, the offense is just better. So, I mean, defense leads the offense. If they just secure rebounds, don't turn over the ball as much, as stupid as they do, and go in transition, get some fast break points, it'll be even better, you know?
So,
And, yeah.
next thing, if you guys could add anybody that's you think's available, free agent through a trade, who would it be? I
JaVale
mean,
McGee, without a doubt. JaVale McGee, he'd be perfect fit. The thing about Drummond is he kind of needs the ball a lot to be somewhat effective. Now, I don't know if he gives that much effort most of the time, so I think McGee would be the perfect option for us, honestly.
I would
Joel.
agree. I wrote one of the articles about if Drummond was potentially on the Nets if that happened, and check that out by the way. But short thing of what I was explaining in that is I was saying it could definitely work. I was pretty much against it, but it could definitely work as long as he takes the Harden approach, which is buy in, don't change who you are, but change your style a bit. Be maybe a bit more passive offensively for the team. If he does that, then it'll work. But if he doesn't and he wants to be the big man, literally be the bigger man, not be the bigger man, and have the ball in his hands all the time, go in, get a brick, and then doesn't get back on defense, complains about a call, that's not gonna work. He's got
so
to be like Harden, where he's got to move the ball, let the guys do what they do, and then catch a few alley oops and get rebounds. If he does that, then it's a big dub. If not, it's a waste. That's how I look at it. But I don't know if he really has that in him. I really don't.
Yeah, my whole thing, yeah, with Drummond, he's going to be a free agent after this season, so he may want to get paid and show, stat pad or something like that. So,
Yeah, he might ask for too much.
maybe
mhm.
he'll take a boogie contract and just come to us.
And people were upset about the Jared Allen trade, including myself. But I think people didn't look past the money because there were reports that he wanted a Capella-like contract, which is not smart to do. Like I don't even know if we had the money, and even if we did, it wouldn't make sense to give
Yeah, we
him.
can't afford him. We couldn't have afforded him.
If he's getting more than Joe, like altogether, that's something's wrong with that. I'm sorry, something's wrong. It's not that he's a bad player. It's that Joe has been here consistently and for years doing the same thing and gotten better.
Who's your guy,
So,
Josh?
On the Kings, Dominion Bielitsa, he hasn't played in a month now. He's stretch 4, can play the 5, shoot the 3 ball. I think he's the most likely player to be traded or bought out in the next few weeks. He'd be a small 5, but I think he could fit in with the Nets because he can stretch the floor.
Is he not playing because he's injured, or they're just not playing him?
He was taken out of the rotation, and he was out a bunch of times for personal reasons. He was out a bunch of times because of injuries. But he's going to be moved in the next 2 weeks, I would say. So I think he would be a good fit for the 15th roster spot we have.
And another thing regarding, just because I heard of the characteristics you were talking about, what do you guys think of the way ever since Kyrie obviously came back, he has, knocked on wood, not missed a game? Which is a little weird. He's played like 10 or 11 games in a row.
Yes.
And he puts on a show every night, obviously. And, I mean, do you guys see that this? I see it definitely. And obviously, I watch every game. I'll stay on nights where they have a game. But do you guys kind of see this improvement since he's gotten back? Like he's put it into another gear? Because I've definitely seen that. And I think it's refreshing to see.
I think maybe you never know with Kyrie. You don't know what could happen tomorrow with Kyrie. So just hope we don't take it for granted. Let's just see if he continues to play. I think he may realize that if he wants to gain respect, he needs to play. So people realize how good he is. He just doesn't want to play sometimes. I was starting to get really pissed off. I'm usually a big Kyrie supporter, but I don't know. Let's just see if he can continue this. I don't know.
When he's on the floor, it's magical.
Yes.
That shot he hit last night or 2 nights ago. Oh my god!
Especially with Harden, it was Harden. He just opens up the floor for everybody. That's with him, like Kyrie and Durant. I mean, they're gonna have a lot more open shots. So
For Joe Harris.
yes, people forget about him. I forget about him too. I forget.
When he came back, I honestly had no doubt in my mind that he was gonna just be like this. I'm not surprised. I'm happy, but I'm not surprised at all. I mean, he's my favorite player in the league for a while. He's favorite on the team, obviously, but I don't know. I trust him more than anyone else on the team by far. To just for me. So whenever he puts up a shot, I don't care how hard it is. I just think he's gonna make it. I'm shocked when he does miss. I really am
Yeah.
at this point. And I'm gonna be honest. He's only had like 3 bad games, probably 2 or 3 bad games, but like really wasn't bad. I think he could keep it up. Hopefully, his personal life or whatever went on. I don't really care, to be honest, or need to know. But yeah, I was fine. And if he does it again, it kind of sucks, to be honest. But
He'll
he
be
came
back.
back. He came back even better, and he'll do it again if need be. So
He's having a 50, 40, 90 season this year, Kyrie.
yeah, his efficiency is ridiculous, and so
yeah,
is
same with
Kevin.
Durant. It's ridiculous.
And the
He's
clip,
having a 50, 40, 90.
Yeah, Kyrie.
I assume Harris is too.
Joe Harris.
no, no
Joe
way.
doesn't. He never shoots well from the free throw line.
Nah,
think,
I bet he's
right?
80. I bet he's like 84 or 85 from free throw. I'm gonna guess, maybe higher.
He's 61% from the free throw line.
What?
Joe Harris.
Woo!
One of the
Come on,
best
Joe.
spot-up shooters in the league.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, he doesn't get to the line. Like, to be fair.
Other than that, 51% from the field for Joe Harris is.
He could bump it up. He could do it. He could do it.
It's free throws, dude.
He doesn't get to the line.
I mean, he is awesome. He's great. I'm happy he was an RFA and we were able to keep him, or he would have been gone.
I thought you were
So,
about to say something bad about my boy. I was about to.
No.
He's but no, yeah. I think
there's
he deserves
nothing
every
bad
penny.
to say about him.
There isn't.
No, not a thing.
isn't.
Because every time he shoots the ball and he misses, as you were saying, I get surprised.
Yeah.
And
Almost every one of them.
I mean, when I want TLC out of the rotation, I'm not gonna lie. He
I
had that
never
one-
liked this guy.
He had
And
one game.
everyone's been on my head.
He was okay in the bubble, but
Man,
had
I don't care about the bubble. Everyone does good in the bubble. I don't want to hear it. This guy. I shouldn't call him kid. No, this guy. He's not a bad player, but he's either on or he's off. There's on and off button. That's all he is. Shamit, we know he's not good. He's nothing. He's useless. He's a
That was a
disappointment.
I don't
He's a
criticize Sean
disappointment.
Marks much, but that was a bad move, Landry Shamet.
Can we
Well,
wait? Who,
I don't blame Sean for that though. It's all Shamit. Shamit was a great player before he got here. I don't know. But
maybe come pick it up. I mean, like, was it?
he's not picking it up. He's not picking it up. Shooters
were-
don't pick it up. They're just bad or they're
I
good.
was a little upset when they made the Shamet trade because the Nets took who they wanted them to draft. They took Sadiq Bey, and they just traded him to the Pistons. They got Landry Shamet. So,
How's he doing this year?
hasn't he shot the ball well?
He's like in and out of the rotation. He plays some games, he doesn't play some games. So
Yeah, that's the guy.
he's
I really
he's
also
out of
wanted.
the game.
the one.
7 a game, 5 starts.
He shot 42% from three. Sadiq Bey,
Okay.
42%. Better than Landry Shamet.
Couldn't we have gotten Luke Kennard too? Wasn't he part of that trade?
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Shamit has just. I'm sorry, man. He's been a disappointment. I feel like he's
He's gonna
done
get
with
traded.
the ball.
That's my prediction. I'm not sure, but I think he's gonna get traded by the
I
deadline.
would trade him for anything at this point. I really would.
He has the cap where we can clear it if we need to, and like get a rental for the year. But, like, who wants the guy? I mean, I'm sure there's some like rebuilding team that'll pick him up.
If we trade him, he's gonna average 40. I
Oh, yeah.
already know. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Prince. He's gonna pop off.
Dude, I could not believe watching that game and just watching this guy forget how to miss. I got so mad. He He's averaging 9 with Cleveland so far.
Who, Torian Prince?
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
I
is-
already forgot about him. I forgot he was. He's so
I-
forgettable.
I forgot
He's my
about
least favorite
Levert.
player in the league.
I honestly forgot about Levert. As harsh as that sounds, like I don't hate him.
I
But
can live with it.
I was never high on him.
Is he going to be back? He's not going to be back in time to put up 35 against us, right?
I can live without Levert. Because
he
we basically
might-
replaced him with Harden, so I mean you can't complain too much. It's Allen that really hurts. Losing Jared Allen is what really hurts.
I think they tried to keep him. I just think
Again, the money. No one talks about the money. I think that was the main part of it.
I know,
mean,
but it still hurts. I don't
Listen,
know.
he was a free agent this summer. So if you didn't win a championship, your Harden trade was probably gone. He probably would have been in Philly by now.
I think Miami is really regretting not trading for Harden. I mean,
I think Eric,
value depth and their young guys too much. I think.
they value Tyler Herro. Like,
Well, they
Hero's
also he's overrated, but he also needs to. I think I always slip in some slander, but no,
you're good.
I think that maybe they're using the money for Adebayo. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a free agent, or is
He's
he
gonna
not?
get paid. What did you
Oh,
drop?
no.
41 on us?
Yeah, he's a solid player. I can't get too mad at him.
That's 2 players that had their career highs.
It's always us. But yeah, Levert
just
didn't
beat-
upset me as
Let's
much.
just beat the Pistons, please. Like,
You're jinxing it. They're not gonna win now.
Watch, we're gonna beat the Raptors and the Sixers, and then lose to the Pistons.
Lose by
That's what's gonna
40.
happen.
Lose by
Yeah, lose
40
by-
to
nah, we'll
Dylan,
lose on a
right?
Derrick. We'll lose on a Derrick Rose fadeaway buzzer beater.
I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that.
It'll be terrible.
But I'm calling it right now. Dylan Wright dropping 40. Call it right now. And if he's not playing, Mason Plumlee 50. You heard it here first.
What's Mason Plumlee's career high? Hold on.
It's probably like maybe 30 on the Nuggets. Maybe.
He had some good years. And then,
He's good.
and then Love dropped 34 and a
You got-
quarter on him.
You guys, I don't know how long you've been Nets fans, but you remember Plumlee on the dunk contest in 2014 or 15?
Yeah.
I think that was my first year as a fan.
His
getting into
career
the
high is
ball.
27.
Okay, I was close. On the Nuggets, probably, right? Probably.
Actually,
think-
Portland.
Portland.
can't
Oh yeah, I
believe that-
forgot he was on.
Just think of this: the Pistons valued Mason Plumlee over Christian Wood. Just think of that. Think about how bad that is.
Plumlee has always been like the definition of mediocre.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean-
like he's all right, but he's like,
Yeah, his moments.
yeah, he's,
I'm still haunted by the fact that the Nets didn't take Bol Bol last year, like 2019, because that guy fell so far, and I knew like it was going to be the Nuggets because they always do that. They always take the hurt guy who was supposed to go a lot earlier in the draft. They did it with Porter. Look at him.
Porter's a stud though. Porter is really good.
Yeah,
He's-
because nobody wanted to draft him because he had like some freak injury.
Mm.
He missed the entire year, and then Bol had this injury, and the Nuggets were like, "We're going to take him anyway." And look at them both; they're both playing awesome.
It's with the Nets. Whenever they draft someone, if you think it's gonna be someone, it's not. That's how you gotta. That's how you gotta.
They never.
approach it.
They always trade their pick, and then
They trade the pick, or they get someone you just didn't know or
yeah.
expect.
Like I remember when they drafted Jared Allen. I'm like, who is this? You look goofy.
Yeah,
Who
and
is
then,
this?
and then 3 months later, yes, yeah, but yeah, he's on Musa.
Like, I
Just
had
some
no idea who
guy,
he was.
just some
Dude,
guy.
Marks fleeced the freaking Pistons in that trade.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like Brown in a second. It was Musa in a second for him.
What a,
Yeah.
what a dub, man.
Moose is already out of the league. He's playing in
Musa's
Turkey now. I
gone.
think.
Pistons.
The dude, I'll give Moose credit. He had the confidence of Jordan. I mean, he would just jack up shots.
You know, yeah, he wasn't like awful. Where I'm gonna, he was just some guy though. That's what I'm saying. Like he wasn't that
he was
bad.
pretty bad. He was pretty bad.
I think he was. He was
I
our
don't
worst
think he ever
player.
had-
He was our worst player on the team, but I liked him being
I
our
don't
worst
think he ever
player.
had one good. I don't think he ever had one good game with the Nets.
Who?
Musa.
What's that?
I can't even
I
think
had
of,
some faith in him.
like Krooks. I have a few good memories of Krooks.
That game
Pistons
against
game.
I
that
can't
game
remember
against the
anything with
Pistons.
Musa.
Yeah,
Yeah, Blake Griffin was getting pissed off at him. I love that out of him. I actually still like Karooks.
That might be one of my favorite Nets games ever. That Pistons game,
Yep.
because that was the game with like all the dancing stuff, and
Good times.
it hurts. It hurts me to see Theo Pinson in a Knicks jersey. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
He sucks though, anyway. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
It
it was just like his attitude and his spirit and like
Him,
Yeah.
Dudley,
him.
RHJ, who I'm still
Yeah.
mad we didn't sign yet.
You want RHJ?
I do.
Man,
I mean, he knows
was-
the team. He's
Okay.
not awful. I'm not saying he'd play, but he'd get decent minutes.
okay.
I
I
want
see
a
why
rim
you would like-
protector. That's what we need. We need a rim protector. That's what we really, really need.
I see why you would like him, but I don't think him coming back would do anything. He's not big enough.
He averaged 13 in 2018. Jesus.
I remember that. He was a really good player, and then the next year he fell off like a rock on a hill.
Yeah,
I don't know.
thought, I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was gonna be a future All Star at one point, but
I thought Sean Kilpatrick was going to be a future All-Star.
That's my guy.
I was pissed when the Nets they cut him for Spencer Dinwiddie. So that's like,
Yeah, we talked about that. That's what pissed me off. And I was like, oh, this Dinwiddie guy's whatever.
I'm like,
Thank
who is
God.
this? He has a weird
Who's this
name.
Dinwiddie guy?
Yeah, he had a stupid
Oh.
mustache at the time. But nah.
I mean,
Speaking of, no, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, Marks might be one of the best late round drafters in the NBA. So, like, if you can pull that stuff off, like, I'm not too worried that we have no picks in the next 7 years.
Yeah, it's not
If
a
we
Billy
just-
King
if we-
situation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
If we just
Final-
win one champion, let me just say, if we just win one championship, losing all the picks for the next 7 years will be worth it.
it's worth it
Just
in the end.
one championship. That's all I ask for is one championship.
I did the math. We will not have the year that we have our first round picks. I will be 25 years old, and sixth graders will be graduating from high school.
Yeah.
So just think about that for a minute. That's a little scary, not too scary, but a little scary. All right.
I
So
don't know.
final point, because we're running out of time here. Let's just do this. Who are your all stars for each conference? And who's your starting five? If you casted a ballot, who would be on your starting five? And I'll pass it to Cole to start.
Starting five on the East and West.
Yep.
Well, you need two guards, two forward, center. Okay. On the East, Kyrie. I'm a little biased, but Kyrie.
He's second right now.
Yeah, I know Beal's ahead of him. You could put Beal. I'm okay with Beal or Harden, and I'm pretty sure the top three. So I'll Beal, Harden, Kyrie, Beal, or Harden. The forwards got it. KD obviously,
He's getting
Yeah.
in.
Giannis obviously, and Embiid. That's what it's got to be. On the West, Kawhi, LeBron, Jokic is playing too good. I'm sorry, AD. He's just playing too good. Curry.
Oh yeah.
And who else is popping off in the West for guards?
Lillard.
I would say Dame, but is there someone I just don't want to cut someone off that's actually doing great. Probably Dame. I was thinking of someone else, but it's probably Dame.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Booker, but I don't think he's a starter. But he should make it this year. I think a lot of guys that didn't last year will make it this year.
All right,
Yeah.
Josh, what you got?
In the East, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid, of course. Beal, and then I have Harden as the second guard in the East. I think Jaylen Brown deserves to start, but I don't think he will. So I think that last guard spot will come down to Harden or Kyrie. As for the West, I have Curry, Kawhi, LeBron, Jokic, and then I have Luka in that last guard spot over Dame.
I feel bad for him.
Oh yeah, they're not.
The team around him is terrible.
Who, Luca? Yeah, that shows you how important Seth
They're gonna
Curry
hire
was for
Dirk.
them.
They're gonna hire Dirk Nowitzki or some nonsense.
Yeah, he's gonna put on the jersey again.
I
Or
think
JJ Barea.
he'd be an interesting coach, Dirk Nowitzki.
Well, remember the Nets wanted him with Nash.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember that
forgot
being,
about
and then
that,
he was
yeah.
like, "Nah, I think I want to take a few years off or something like that," which I respect.
Is there
But-
anyone else on the Suns we can get from that year?
I'm not sure.
Let's get Shaq.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
That would be wild.
No, he's gonna keep talking his smack about players. He's gonna
What?
still do that for a few
He's
years.
getting himself in trouble.
I know. He's
He's getting
entertaining.
hit. He's getting heat from everyone. All right, Matt, you up?
I have for the East. I have Kyrie. Well, not Kyrie. I have Harden. I'm forgetting someone. Who's the guy? Beal. That's what I'm forgetting. Harden, Beal, then Giannis, Durant, Embiid. Then for the West, Lillard, Curry, then LeBron, Kawhi, and Jokic. That's what I have.
In the ballot I casted, I had the big three.
Harden.
Harden.
I'm voting for Harden and Kyrie to start, but do they necessarily deserve to start? I don't think so, but
I think, would you vote for Jared Allen or DeAndre Jordan?
like Jared Allen.
I voted Joe. I voted for Joe. He's got like 5 votes.
When we're able to go back to the Barclays Center and the Cavs come, he better get the biggest standing ovation in the world.
Bro,
Karis should, and
Kuruks.
Karush. Oh man, I loved that game.
The next Kirilenko, remember Gurks?
Hey man, he could.
All right, my ballot was, what I want to see is I want to see Beal, Harden, obviously Kyrie off the bench, Durant, Giannis, and Embiid, who I think is going to win MVP.
Yeah.
As much as I want it, I think if the Nets didn't get Harden, it would have been Durant, but I think it's going to be Embiid now.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you kind of need to be your own guy, like with not two of the best players in the world behind you, to like have the spotlight solely on you. That's my opinion. I think Curry, obviously, and then LeBron, obviously, and what's his name? Jokic.
Okay.
And you could go Davis, you could go Doncic, you could go really either way with that, but I think it'll be Davis just because of Lakers. And I think that you have to go with Doncic for the other spot because, again, I feel bad for the guy.
Is he considered a guard or a forward on the ballot, though? I think guard, right?
If he's a guard, then like
Who? LeBron?
No,
Doncic.
Doncic? No, he's a guard. He's listed as a guard.
then him over Lillard and Davis, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was a good first episode. Obviously, I wanted to go around this amount of time. And yeah, thank you guys so much for doing this with us. And I'll see you next week
Yep.
on Thursday. All right.